Welcome to the deep dive. We take all that noise out there, the early spoilers, the hints, everything, and we try to boil it down, into what you really need to know.
Get you perfectly informed.
Exactly. And today, oh boy, we are diving headfirst into just a massive wave of chaos hitting the bold and the beautiful. It's all triggered by one person coming back.
That's right. Yeah, if you thought things were dramatic before, well, think again. We're looking at like a multi-family implosion happening.
Yeah.
All because Luna Nozawa decided to reappear.
And at the worst possible time.
The absolute worst.
So our mission today really is to cut through all that and piece together the really explosive stuff from the early weekly spoilers. We're talking the week of September 29th through October 3rd, 2025. And this is key, you can't just look at that week. We absolutely have to understand what happens right before, like September 24th through the 26th. That's when the big confession drops. It changes everything.
Yeah, totally foundational. And the sources, they're really clear. We've got two huge, story earthquakes coming. They're going to dominate everything for, I guess, the next 6 months, probably.
Okay, what are they?
First, you've got the heartbreak with Will Spencer and Electra Forrester. Seems pretty much inevitable. And frankly, it looks like Will did this to himself with the lies.
Oh, okay. And the second?
The second one is just wild. It's this completely bizarre scenario where Dr. Finn Finnegan, well, he might be getting slapped with the title Grandpa Finn.
Wait, Grandpa Finn? How is that even? Okay, we need to unpack that.
Oh, we will. And the complexity of the deceit involved there is just off the chart.
And it sounds like the common thread here, it's not just Luna herself, but the sheer level of lying involved. It's not small stuff.
No. Calculated long-term cover-ups.
Yeah.
Threatening to just tear families apart.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with Will and Electra, where that bomb really went off. Right, so to get why things are melting down in that last week of September, we got to rewind just a little bit. Those days right before, the 24th to the 26th. The notes say Will is he's freaking out.
Full panic mode, yeah. He's scrambling, trying to get forgiveness from Electra, trying to make amends. And honestly, she has every single right to be furious.
Because this wasn't just one thing, right? It was layered.
Totally layered. She was already dealing with a pretty big emotional hit before this final truth bomb. The sources confirmed she was really upset when Will first confessed part of it.
Okay, what was part one?
Part one was him admitting he slept with another woman the night before he took Electra's virginity.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right there, that's just, maybe a lack of respect, or maybe his commitment wasn't quite solid right before what should have been this really sacred, intimate moment for them. It kind of downgraded it, made it feel secondary.
Definitely puts a cloud over it, but that wasn't even the whole story.
Not even close. That was just Will, dipping his toe in the water, testing how bad it would be. Yeah. The full confession, the real 1-2 punch, as the notes call it, that's expected to land probably by Friday, September 26th.
And this is the one he's been dreading.
This is the gut shot. He finally has to admit, okay, not only was the girl Luna the person who already caused so much damage, but Luna's alive. She's back.
Which is huge in itself.
Huge. But wait, there's more? And critically, she's pregnant with his child.
Wow. Okay, that changes everything.
Completely elevates it. It's not just a past mistake anymore. This is like an eternal complication, a life-altering thing.
Yeah, a one-night stand. Maybe they could get past it eventually if the person was gone.
Exactly. But this, a secret baby. Will is now tied to Luna forever through this child that's physically coming into the world.
Inescapable.
Totally inescapable.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so catastrophic for Electra. The betrayal wasn't just, physical. It was a betrayal of their whole future together.
Now, I want to dig into something the sources seem to really wrestle with, or at least highlight. It's about how we're supposed to see Will in all this.
Ah, yeah, the culpability question.
Right. The spoilers apparently make a point of saying the initial incident itself, the drunken sex, the mass confusion, the pregnancy that resulted that part was absolutely not Will's fault.
An orchestrated, terrible accident.
So the show seems to be trying to give him an out there.
Right, and you can bet Will is going to lean hard on that defense. I was tricked, I was drunk, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But does that really fly? Especially considering his behavior after he knew the truth.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because the sources also really emphasize that the real screw-up, the thing that is entirely on Will, was the deliberate ongoing deception.
Exactly. Knowing the full truth, Luna's alive, he slept with her, she's pregnant, he still chose to lie, he crawled into her bed, kept up this intimate relationship based on a massive, fundamental lie.
And that sustained lie. That feels like the thing Electra can't forgive.
I think that's the breaking point. In soaps, people forgive terrible lapses in judgment all the time, especially fueled by booze or tricks. We've seen it a million times.
Sure.
But calculated, continuous lying, especially about something as huge as a secret baby, that just signals a profound lack of trust, a lack of respect. It's that calculated part that makes the split, even if it's maybe temporary, feel almost certain as we head into that target week. How can she build a future with someone who hid that?
She can't. Or shouldn't, anyway. And naturally, this chaos doesn't stay contained with just them. It immediately pulls in the parents.
Oh, yeah. Bill and Katie are instantly in crisis management mode.
So we go from the kids' relationship drama straight to the parental units trying to contain the blast radius.
And Bill reacts, well, like Dollar Bill, but with a protective dad spin this time. The notes say he's beefing up security at the mansion.
Why? Does he think Luna's dangerous?
He fears she'll make a beeline for Will. That's the wording. And neither Bill nor Katie wants that, obviously, given Luna's history and what seems to be her current agenda.
Right. Keep her away from Will at all costs.
But here's where it gets interesting for Bill personally. His guilt. The sources use the word graveling. He's apparently graveling to Katie, feeling totally responsible for this whole mess.
Why does he feel responsible? Will's the one who lied.
Because Bill was the one who got Luna her pardon in the first place.
Ah, right. I forgot about that connection.
He saw it as, an act of mercy, compassion. And now that very act has boomeranged and is threatening his own son's future and happiness. It's that classic soap irony, right? Good intentions paving the road to, well, this mess.
So it creates this internal conflict for him. His mercy turned into a weapon against his family.
Exactly. Makes him rethink that line between compassion and maybe enabling. But there might be a silver lining here, at least according to a spoiler alert in the notes.
Oh, what's that?
Apparently, Katie might actually be more understanding than Bill expects. Instead of blaming him, they might. Well, the notes say they get closer while dealing with this shared crisis over Will.
Ugh, the classic soap trope. Nothing unites a couple with history like a common enemy.
Pretty much. Luna becomes the focus. Protecting Will forces Bill and Katie to act like a team again. And that could definitely rekindle things between them as they handle all this stress. It's actually a pretty strong setup for a baddie reunion.
Interesting. So they're focused on managing the external threat, Luna, while Will and Electra are dealing with the internal fallout, the betrayal.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Different levels of the same crisis.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. We've seen the Spencer chaos kicked off by Bill's past act of mercy. Now let's head over to Il Giardino, where the chaos seems to be brewing because of Sheila's usual deception.
Yeah, Deacon and Sheila's marriage looks like it's next on the chopping block. And Deacon's alarm bells start ringing purely by accident. It's Wednesday, September 24th.
Okay, set the scene.
It's a bit complicated. Deacon's on the phone talking to his boyfriend, Remy.
Wait, Deacon has a boyfriend named Remy. Okay, I need to keep track of that.
Yeah, Remy. So Deacon's on the phone with Remy. At the same time, Deacon's son, B, is actually visiting him at the restaurant Il Giardino.
Got it. Phone call with Remy. Son D is there physically.
Right. And while Deacon's on this call, he overhears D talking. And what he hears is D discussing Luna showing up completely unexpectedly at the apartment that Remy and D share.
Whoa. So Luna just appeared at their place.
Yep. They were apparently stunned, had no idea she was back in town, seems like.
And Deacon overhears this.
And his mind instantly goes to Sheila. He tries to connect the dots, right? His first thought is, Sheila must be in danger. And crucially, he assumes she's in the dark about Luna being alive.
Oh, the irony. If anyone knows secrets.
It's Sheila, yeah. The irony is incredibly thick. We, the audience, know she's almost certainly neck deep in whatever's going on with Luna.
So Deacon's assumption, bless his heart, sets up the big confrontation.
Exactly. The very next day, Thursday the 25th, he goes straight to Sheila, demands she tell him the whole entire story about Luna. He's looking for truth, but really, he's looking for reassurance that she hasn't lied to him again.
And this is where Sheila might trip up.
This is where the notes give us a big clue. It suggests that Sheila's lack of surprise when Deacon tells her Luna's alive. That's going to be the massive red flag.
Her reaction gives her away.
Potentially. Her poker face, which usually saves her, might slip. She might try to spin it, maybe confess to a tiny part of the truth to get ahead of it. But you know Sheila, she loves a complicated, self-serving explanation way too much to just come clean.
Yeah, simplicity isn't really her style. And thinking about their history, it's always Sheila's secrets, her need to operate in the shadows. That threatens them, isn't it? Not usually outside forces.
Always. She might argue she hid things to protect the marriage, but deception, like we just talked about with Will and Electra, is the ultimate relationship killer here.
And it loops back to Luna not naming names before, right? When she didn't expose Sheila and Lee for helping her hide.
Exactly. But now, Luna's back, making huge waves. And the sources say Sheila's involvement is becoming very obvious. That web of lies is tightening around her.
So this could finally be it for Deacon. The breaking point.
It feels like it. He's given her so many chances. This latest lie, hiding something this huge that impacts so many people, it might just push him over the edge. He needs stability, honesty. If he feels she's chosen secrecy over him again, yeah, he could walk.
Which would leave Sheila pretty isolated. Losing Deacon means losing her banker, her protector, her connection to the Forresters and Logans in a way.
Very precarious spot for her. She built this life with him based on their version of truth. If he leaves, that foundation crumbles.
Okay, let's just quickly touch on that other relationship mentioned there, Remy and Dee. They're dealing with Lena popping up too.
Right, and they seem to be handling it okay, reaffirming their connection. The notes say Remy sent Luna packing pretty quickly at Dee's request. So, demonstrating commitment there.
Good for them. But the source material had some thoughts on Remy.
Yeah, this is interesting. A bit of meta-commentary. It calls the whole effort to redeem Remy after what he did to Electra previously weird and forced.
Huh. Like the writers are trying too hard.
Sort of. Suggests maybe the audience finds it a bit jarring trying to accept this guy who did some pretty bad things as now just a stable, good partner for Dee. Maybe it would felt more natural if Dee had a completely new love interest without that baggage.
That makes sense. Viewers can have long memories for characters who cross certain lines. It's hard to just suddenly root for them in a normal relationship.
Yeah, that redemption arc can feel really transparently plot-driven sometimes.
So, bringing it back to Deacon, this whole Luna situation, his potential split with Sheila, it makes him worry more about Dee.
Definitely. Sources suggest he'll lean more on his son as his marriage likely falls apart. And Deacon has this deep-seated trauma connected to Luna, right? He blames her for losing two friends.
Right. At her hands was the phrase.
So now, that fear gets amplified. He worries Dee might be at risk just by being associated with Remy, who used to be close to Luna. It's all tangled up in past loyalties and paranoia. Deacon basically sees Lena as this, omen of destruction.
So in both sections, Will Electra and Deacon Sheila, the root cause is the same.
Yeah.
Calculated dishonesty, just with different disastrous consequences.
Precisely. The pattern is clear.
Okay, buckle up. If the Will and Electra stuff is, intense but kind of standard soap drama, this Finnegan family situation is heading into truly bizarre territory.
Oh, yeah. Prepare for the Grandpa Finn shocker. It's a lot. We need to carefully unpack this whole paternity mess.
Absolutely. So the main person getting blindsided here, besides Electra, is Finn, Dr. Finn Finnegan.
Right. And the betrayal he's about to face comes not from Sheila, his psycho birth mom, but from Lean, his adoptive mom, which in some ways might be even more devastating for him.
What did Lee do?
Sources say Finn will be absolutely distraught when he finds out that Lee was the one who saved Luna. And she actively lied to Finn about it, hid the whole thing.
Okay, wait. Lee saved Luna and kept it secret. This feels familiar.
Doesn't. We need to remember Lee's history here. This kind of extreme protective deception.
Yeah.
It's totally Lee's MO. Remember when she saved Finn himself?
Oh, right. Hid him from Sheila, lied to Steffi, lied to everyone, because she thought she was the only one who could protect him.
Exactly. She operates from this place of really intense, sometimes really misguided maternal love. But her lying about Finn being alive back then, you could argue that was justified, given Sheila was an immediate lethal threat.
Okay, makes sense. But this time, lying about seeing Luna.
This time, the consequences of her lie are just massive, generational. Permanent.
Okay, explain the Grandpa Finn thing. How does that work? It sounds nuts.
It is nuts, but here's the breakdown. The sources are firm. If Luna's pregnancy goes to term, Finn technically becomes a grandfather.
How?
Okay, lineage time. Remember, Will Spencer is Bill's son, legally and emotionally, but Finn is Will's biological father.
Ah, right, that whole reveal. Okay. Father and son, biologically.
Correct. So, basic biology. If your biological son has a baby, you become the biological grandfather.
Oh my God. So Finn is biologically the grandfather of Luna's baby.
Bingo.
Yeah.
This shocking twist ties Finn directly, inescapably to this child Luna is carrying. Lie's quiet little protective lie has just detonated the Finnegan family tree.
Wow. And the ripple effect. What about Steffi?
Oh, it gets better. Or worse, depending on your perspective. Since Steffi is Will's stepmother,
Oh, no.
that makes her the step-grandma to this baby. The sources actually called the baby this spawn.
Spawn. Okay, that tells you exactly how the family's going to feel about this. Step-grandma Steffi.
Yeah, you said it. The implication couldn't be clearer. This news is not going to go over well at the Finnegan household. Understatement of the century, probably. The peace they fought so hard for after the last Sheila drama shattered. And not by Sheila this time, but by Li's choice.
And speaking of shattering peace, Steffi herself is coming back.
Yep, Jacqueline McGinnis Wood is back filming. Notes say expect her on screen early to mid-October, right when all this hits the fan.
Steffi walking into this mess? Oh, Lord.
Steffi never returns quietly, does she? She's like the Forrester moral enforcer.
Yeah.
And while Finn is the bio-grandpa, Steffi's rage. Well, the prediction is she's going to aim it strategically.
At who? Lily Luna.
The notes say she will give her father Ridge a piece of her mind very loudly.
Ridge? Why Ridge? He's remarried to Brooke. He's kind of out of this specific loop, isn't he?
It's classic Steffi, though, right? It's her coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Somehow in her mind, the root of all chaos often traces back to Ridge. A decision he made years ago, someone he enabled. He's the emotional bedrock, and if things go wrong, she often blames the foundation, even if he's not directly involved this time.
So yelling at Ridge is her way of processing the horror of Finn being a grandpa to Luna's baby?
Pretty much. Externalizing her rage. Expect massive, loud, dramatic confrontations. It's going to pull everyone, Forresters, Finnegans, Logans, right back into the same chaotic orbit. Like it or not.
This is just layers upon layers of dysfunction. And through all of this, what's Luna doing? Is she phased at all?
That's the truly mind-bending part. Despite torching Will and Electra's relationship, despite blowing up the Finnegan family, the notes say Luna remains completely focused, determined, resolute. Her goal is still to marry Will.
Seriously, all this destruction, and she's still on that track?
Seems like it. Chaos might even be fueling her, not stopping her.
Yeah.
She is absolutely the eye of the storm right now, the engine driving all this drama.
Okay, so with all this destruction raining down on like two major family groups, you'd expect some strange bedfellows, right? New alliances forming out of the wreckage.
Absolutely. Shared trauma, mutual enemies. It forces people together in unexpected ways. And we're starting to see that, especially with Deacon and Taylor.
Deacon and Taylor, that's unexpected. How does that come about?
Well, Deacon is feeling betrayed again, probably, by Sheila over this whole Luna thing. He's feeling raw, needs support. So the notes say he goes to Taylor's office, basically to vent about Sheila, about Luna, the whole mess.
Okay, seeking therapy.
Sort of. But Taylor, being professional and trying to keep her own post-Ridge stability going, apparently advises him to see another therapist. Sets that boundary.
Smart move, but that's not the end of it.
Doesn't sound like it. Because that conversation itself is the setup. Remember we had that scene earlier, Brooke visiting Taylor, worrying that Taylor's peace might be fragile?
Yeah, comparing it to her own empathy for Thomas, like stability is fleeting.
Exactly. That scene felt like foreshadowing. Signaling that Taylor's carefully constructed calm might be about to get tested.
So the professional boundary comes down.
That's the big question the sources are teasing. What happens when Taylor can't be his therapist anymore? Deacon needs someone to talk to, someone who gets the sheer insanity of their world. And Taylor needs, well, maybe she needs someone outside the Ridgebrook vortex too.
They connect over shared heartache. Deacon losing Sheila, maybe. Taylor navigating life after Ridge.
That seems to be the idea. So she can't ethically unload her own stuff onto a patient. The speculation is they end the professional thing and just become friends.
Okay, friends make sense.
But the notes get juicier. They float the idea that this friendship could evolve. The phrasing was great. Friends with mental health benefits, and then later maybe the other kind of benefits as well. Whoa. Okay. Deacon and Taylor. Really?
It's classic soap rebound, but the pairing itself is totally out of left field.
Why would that even work, though? They seem so different.
Think about what they both need right now. Deacon craves honesty, simplicity after Sheila's games. Taylor needs someone trustworthy, someone who isn't tangled up in the Ridge drama, someone who understands the pressure cooker they live in.
So it's like a therapeutic rebound. Venting leads to more?
It could absolutely lead to a new power couple, yeah. A refuge for both of them. Deacon gets stability, Taylor gets emotional intimacy without the Ridge competition. It's calculated, maybe, but it could be surprisingly satisfying. A really interesting new alliance.
Okay, file that under potential shocker. Meanwhile, while new bonds are forming, the people getting hurt are calling for action against Luna. Right. Oh, yeah. The calls to stop her are getting loud.
Well,
You've got Lay still in protective mom mode, wanting to shut down Luna's scheming before she destroys more lives, specifically Finn's. Linz knows how damaging secrets are.
Freaks sense. Bill.
Katie, she is apparently beside herself over what Lynn is doing to Will. She goes to Bill, urging him, demanding he put a stop to evil Luna.
How far does she go?
Pretty far. She basically gives Bill a blank check, saying something like, you know what, I don't want to know how, just take care of it.
Wow. That's an explicit sign-off for Bill to do whatever it takes. Outside the law, even.
Exactly. A seriously loaded command, especially giving it to Bill Spencer. This is a guy whose history involves shoving people off cliffs, threats, shady dealings, all to protect his family.
So Katie's demand plus Bill's history. Where does that lead?
It leads to probably the most provocative hint in all the spoiler threads we saw. Given everything Bill's guilt, Katie's demand, the level of chaos the notes explicitly mention this possibility, Bill may yet shove Luna off the balcony. We'll see.
Get out. Seriously. They're hinting Bill might actually kill her.
It underscores just how dangerous Luna is perceived now.
Yeah.
Not just manipulative, but like a destructive force that needs to be physically removed before she demolishes everything. A cancer, as you said.
So the stage is set for Bill potentially going completely off the rails, justified, in his mind, and maybe Katie's, by sheer desperation.
Looks that way. A dramatic, maybe even violent showdown seems possible.
And while all this is swirling, Taylor's just figuring out her life.
Yeah, she's sort of the outlier, actively contemplating her future, what she wants it to look like post-Ridge. Instead of just reacting to Luna's fallout, she's trying to build something new, which makes her potential thing with Deacon even more fascinating. She's choosing peace, but the drama keeps pulling her in. #outro. So, yeah, we've covered a ton of ground here. Really tracked how Luna showing up again has sent shockwaves through the Spencers, the Logans, the Finnegans, everyone.
It's pretty clear, isn't it? The main tension is Luna's return, combined with all the lies it's exposing. It's blowing up old relationships, Will and Electra, Deacon and Sheila, Finn and Lai.
Right, just dismantling them. But at the same time, it's forcing these strange new alliances. Bill and Katie getting closer through the crisis. And this really unexpected potential thing between Deacon and Taylor.
It's like a total reshuffling of the deck. All because Luna is dead set on marrying Will. And the common theme in every single relationship that's failing, from the kids up to the parents, it's the cover-up. The lie is always worse than the crime.
Always. That sustained, calculated dishonesty is what does the real damage. And yeah, while we're looking at a lot of confessions and fights coming up, that hint of violence, especially around Bill, it definitely hangs heavy over everything.
So for you listening, trying to make sense of this utter chaos,
Wow.
Let's leave you with something to chew on, a final provocative thought. Bill Spencer, he feels totally responsible because he got Luna the part in an act of mercy, right? Now, Katie, who's usually the moral center, is basically telling him, do whatever you have to do, just take care of it.
Carte blanche.
So does Bill, trying to fix his past mistake, trying to save his son, does that justify these drastic measures, the violence that's being hinted at, that maybe even Katie is hoping for? How much responsibility does that initial act of mercy carry when it ends up causing this much destruction? Does it force even good people to consider doing terrible things?
That's a tough moral knot, all right. Something to definitely wrestle with as we watch this unfold. Stay informed, everyone, and stay ready for the fireworks.
This has been The Deep Dive.